After watching the presentation on applying basic dimensions, you probably want to know how do you edit those dimensions once they're on the screen. That's what I'm going to follow up with this presentation, editing dimensions. Now you can edit dimensions that are already on the screen, or you can also edit some dimensions while you're applying them to the drawing. First, let's start with existing dimensions. I'm going to zoom into an area of my screen and notice here that the dimension is 1.5520 because the depth point is located on another dimension instead of the intersection of the object. This is what I mean when I said in the last presentation that when you're using Object Snap for accuracy, it's better to use intersection to specify your depth points than endpoint, because endpoint might accidentally snap to the end of one of the other extension lines from another dimension, like in this case. So to edit the location of a depth point, simply click on the dimension, grab the grip, it should turn red when it turns hot, and then just relocate it and click the new point. Hit escape, and notice the dimension automatically updated. For changing angular dimension, text, and leaders, I'm going to click on the angular dimension. If I grab the text and I move that, notice that it moves or slides in or out and changes the location of the text fairly easy. You can also change the location of text in aligned or linear dimensions simply by clicking on it. Grab the center grip and you can either move it up or maybe you want it outside the dimension. Hit escape when you're done, and you can simply modify dimensions fairly easy using the grips that are on those dimensions. So again, that was click on it, drag it to wherever you want to locate it, escape when you're done. Click on it, drag to the new location, click on it, escape when you're done. Next, let's zoom back out, center it, zoom in as needed, and to erase, I'm going to erase a couple of items. And if I want to adjust this dimension, I simply click the grip and adjust it to its new location. Hit escape, notice that it's 6.0 and it automatically updates itself. I'm going to go to the stretch command, stretch the bottom of this drawing. It was 1 unit before, I'm going to go straight down with ortho on, type 1, and notice over on this side that dimension says 2 units now. So using the stretch command, you can automatically change the original object and the dimensions automatically update also. The key is when you're doing a stretch that you're including the definition points of the dimensions when you're doing the select objects. Then the dimensions will automatically update for you. I'm going to use copy. I'm going to copy this circle, pick a base point and move it straight down 1.5 units. Hit escape. I'm going to zoom in to that part. And now I have 2 circles. I'm going to go to erase, and I'm going to redimension the radius of that circle. So I'm going to click the radius, select the circle, find the location, but first I'm going to hit M for M text, and instead of being radius of 0.5, I'm going to say 2 times radius of 0.5, and OK, and then place it. So you can see that I can change the text before it's being applied and add to it. In this case, I have 2 circles that are the same, so instead of dimensioning both, I can just say 2 times the radius of 0.5. That means it's the upper circle and the lower one. Now I just need to place a center mark in the lower one, so I go to Center Mark on the Dimension toolbar, right there, select the circle, and it places a center mark automatically. So that's another feature that allows you to edit dimension text, in this case, as you're applying it. So I'm going to zoom all, and we're back to the full drawing. So those are different ways to edit basic dimensions. By far the fastest and easiest way to edit dimensions or dimension text is by using the grips in the drawing. If you have any questions, make sure to contact me. Otherwise, this will wrap up the presentation for editing dimensions.